Hello again. Andrew and Nicky Watt run Cloverdale Holdings, one of the country's largest dairy farms, utilising a low-input biological system, resulting in an exceptionally good outcome. Andrew and Nicky have been managing the operation and winning a number of industry accolades since 2006.
This is our 7th season. Prior to coming to Mid-Canterbury, we were in the Waikato dairy farming. We were attracted to Mid-Canterbury because of the irrigation and the ability to secure production right throughout the season. It was a business decision to come here. We had no family, no friends down here, so yeah, it was just trying to sort of get ahead in the industry. The strengths of this business is its size and its scale. The farm is split into two with two 80-bale rotary cow sheds. There's 2 herds going through each shed. Herd sizes range from about 750 to 800 cows. Having a lot of good staff means that I can concentrate more on the management. I can plan ahead a lot more effectively. Water's quite an important part of the farming operation here, but it's certainly been scrutinised with how we use it, how efficiently, when we use it, all those sort of things. But it's definitely a big part of what we do. Nutrient management is quite a big thing. You know, we've reduced our nitrates right down to 17 to sort of 20 range, which is what the ECAN or governing bodies want us to be. We enter into the Dairy Business of the Year competition just to benchmark ourselves against other good performing dairy farms, and it's not about the most production or that sort of thing. It's been the most efficient financially successful, and also when we entered into the Balanced Farm Environment Awards, it was about being sustainable as well. So it's no good having a profitable business if it's not environmentally sustainable. We run a staff of 16. There's 2 teams of dairy guys, and then there's a dry stock team as well. I've got largely South Americans working for me. In fact, 3/4 of my staff are South American. They have a good work ethic. They're here primarily to make money, I guess, but also to make a life for themselves. In Mid-Canterbury, the unemployment rate is supposedly around 0.5%. And even though we're about 110 kilometres away from Christchurch, we struggle to attract people out of the cities. And I think once people come to a place like this, they realise it's not all bad. It actually can be quite a nice lifestyle. And a day like today, it's actually quite pleasant. We're down here on one of our runoff blocks. We're in the kale, one of the kale paddocks, which is where our cows are wintered. Because we're on a dryland block, we've got to get the kale in early and get it established. Normally we'll get about an 8 to 10 tonne crop under good conditions, and it's over a 65 hectare block. We run a low input system. You know, we're probably 85 to 90% pasture based, and through the winter and in the shoulders of the season we do feed a bit of supplement. The runoff blocks provide silage back into the dairy farm for most of the season, and then provide winter grazing in June, July.
We started on this track of biological farming 4 years ago, and the reason we started on it was we were in a situation where we were getting cows going down with ryegrass staggers, sort of 15 to 20 in the yard, having to be lifted out. We're thinking, oh, this is not good. We were thinking irrigating could be the problem here. After investigating it further, it has worked out that it's actually magnesium is the issue, lack of magnesium. So we went along to a seminar by Arden Anderson in the Hawke's Bay, and from that contacted Abron, and Abron helped us to develop this biological program where we're increasing the calcium and magnesium in our soils, and since we have no ryegrass staggers, it's not a problem. Cloverdale was very much an operation of high nitrogen use, 300 plus kilos of nitrogen per hectare. We had quite a few animal health issues with, as I mentioned, ryegrass staggers, and we also had milk fever problems. The ryegrass staggers caused us at least $500,000 in profit loss as a result of difficulty getting cows back in calf, milk production loss, that side of things. In terms of NPKS, our nitrogen use is less than 90 kilos of N per hectare currently. We have done that for the last 2 seasons. And our phosphate use is very minimal. We monitor with soil tests on a regular basis, so we check our total P K and S to make sure that we're not mining those levels. They've maintained. We also do regular pasture tests to determine what's happening in terms of the mineral analysis of the pastures and what we need to put on. Oh yeah, got some really nice nodulation in that clover there. It's nice and pink inside, which is a good indication of clover health. I have an agricultural science background. One of the areas I really did enjoy was soils and pastures, and the two just complement each other. So if we can focus on the soils and manage the nutrients in there, we're going to get the maximum benefit out of our pastures. Over the last 4 years, we've increased our production from around 1,500 milk solids a hectare to last year 1,710 milk solids a hectare. And in terms of animal health, that's been a steadily dropping to half what it was 4 years ago. The nutrient leaching or loss into the soil profile is a very important aspect or a consideration in our business. Our focus is, whatever we're doing, is to try and mitigate or reduce the amount of nitrates and nutrients that we're losing through the soil profile. People are quite sceptical about what we're doing, and as a result, I guess, of that and also my science background, I've conducted some trial plots over the farm. We have 6 sites over Cloverdale, of which 1 I regularly monitor. I do cage cuts every time the cows have grazed the paddock, and I send those results away so we get a full, complete pasture analysis of the nutrients, and gives me an idea of what's happening in terms of growth differences. And consistently 20 to 25% increase in growth compared to just straight your standard fertiliser versus your foliar at considerably less nitrogen levels. One of the things that I'd like to research on this farm is the leachates that are occurring under the biological system. I believe that under the biological system, the nitrate levels in the pastures are less, and one of the big issues with leaching in the soils is from the cows, not necessarily from the fertilisers we apply. So I believe that the cows are consuming less nitrates, and believe that therefore there would be less nitrates being leached through the soil profile.
At the Dairy Business of the Year Awards in 2012, Cloverdale won awards for the best people management and for the farm with the lowest environmental footprint.